That's right, Tambry. The chase that happened right by this pond this morning ended right over here on this slab of concrete at Select Specialty Hospital. Witnesses we spoke with say that it was alarming to see this incident happen from their office windows. Campus Lodge is offering a courtesy escort service to anyone who needs a ride to the car after dark. It's also increasing restrictions on gated access. Businesses say to start heading out around 8 tonight to make sure you grab yourself a seat for the game. And those of you thinking about staying in, well, that's great. A lot of places are going to be staying open late, and some even until 4 in the morning. There's a total of over 82 professional class drivers out here today. They're ranging from pro stock motorcyclists to funny car racers. They're also seeing a lot of women hitting the track. I'm here in Jackson Square, the heart of the French Quarter here in New Orleans. Actually, right now, as you can kind of see behind us, the 7th annual Fan Fest for Allstate. And I actually am here with a fan. They did tell me that they were concerned for their privacy. As you can see here, many of the backyards to these homes actually go straight into Loblolly Woods Nature Park. Big ticket items like TVs and tablets will be going for a low price, and they'll be flying off the shelves come Friday. But you won't have to scramble. Some stores like Best Buy will be giving out tickets to customers waiting in line to guarantee you get your product. That's right, Tambry. Deputies swarmed this motel earlier last month, arresting 3 people for making meth in 2 of the rooms. Now those rooms have to be cleaned. Today we spoke with the motel manager and owner. Although they didn't want to speak with us on camera, they do say they have people taking care of the problem. But the city says that's not good enough.
She's hired somebody off the street. Some of the tenants at the motel. We have no idea who they are. No one has come in to get a permit. She doesn't have a hazardous material contractor on the job, and that's what we need.
Doctors say it's important proper steps be taken to clear an area of toxins.
Special hazmat crews would be required to abate the situation. So that may include removing furniture, removing flooring, roofing, removing the contaminated material. Chronically being exposed to methamphetamine residue or its byproducts or chemicals could be hazardous to one's health.
Right now, those rooms are occupied. Deborah Rolander is one of the tenants. She thinks the city is targeting the motel's owner.
They would have had white suits on going in there. They did not. Why didn't they tape it off? Why didn't they close it down that night? Because there was no danger. She has a lot of property here, and I do believe they want the property, but they're constantly harassing her. The whole city of Bronson is, City Hall.
City officials say no one should be staying in those rooms now. They add if the motel doesn't get things in order, there will be consequences.
The city has the authority to take it down and charge it back to the property owner. There are provisions under state law to do that. We're not trying to do that. We're trying to make it safe for the people that come in there.
Now, Tambry, the Bronson motel manager, says that she will comply with the city and is contacting a contractor out of Tampa who can decontaminate those rooms. Reporting live at the Bronson Motel in Bronson, I'm Ashley Alvarez, GTN News. Karan Washington gave his 2-month-old baby daughter a bottle of milk with bleach in it. He said he did it because he wanted to help her breathe better. His family says they are surprised, but they are defending him.
Well, I was told by another friend of mine that giving the baby a top of bleach, just the top of it, will help her breathe a little better. And she's been having breathing problems since she was born.
His family says they are shocked.
I was in big shock. I couldn't believe it at first, and my mom caught me crying, so instantly that made me cry. And it's just you wouldn't think a father would do something like that, but which I know my brother, his intentions was not at all to harm his child because he loves that baby with all his heart, and we all do.
As a mother, this hurts to the utmost to know that your child is in jail for, as what other people that's judgmental would say, trying to hurt his child. And I know without a shadow of a doubt, he was not trying to hurt Caleb.
Neighbors argue Washington should have known better.
No, not with bleach. You go to a pharmacy or go to the doctor to give something to the child, give some kind of decongestant medicine or something for the child, not bleach. knowing how, I mean, I don't know how people feel that's something chemical, you clean with that.
It worries me because the lack of acknowledgement of the people with the kids, because if you have a kid, you got to know how to treat a kid, you know, and if you don't understand a kid or something, you should look for help.
And he's still learning, but when you have a child that's like Kaylin and stuff, he felt weak.
Little Kaylin is still at Shands Hospital in Gainesville, but the family told me that she is doing well. Washington will be represented by a public defender during the impending time of his litigation. Reporting at Marion County Sheriff's Office, I'm Ashley Alvarez, GTN News. No, it's a flying drone. Lucas puts on his goggles, then he starts flying the copter prototype.
I've been doing this for 3 years, so I have a little bit of practice with it.
Lucas's passion for airplanes has turned into a school project.
And I thought that would be really cool, and I should do that. So then I did it, and I figured it out myself. I went through 3 generations of it, and I finally have one that's working really good. I've been doing this for a couple of years now, but it's just recently it brought up to Miss Perkins' attention that I've been doing this, so she wanted to turn it into a team project.
It's a project that many Forest High School students are taking part in. Roughly 200 students are involved in the EMIT program. In the TLA project, students are broken into 45 groups where they must design a drone similar to the one like this. The students spend a countless amount of hours each week working on their aeronautic crafts.
Planning is the most essential part of this. As far as construction, they could do that in 2 days. But the planning is essential to make sure everything's right.
But Lucas is a fast worker.
I can do it in about an afternoon because I've been doing it for a while now.
It's not just all fun and games. These quadcopters with built-in cameras are being built for the Marion County Sheriff's Office and Duke Energy.
We could use it in a disaster. If trees were down, electrical lines were down, and those trucks could not get in, they could fly in and see which areas needed the most help.
Brookins says the drones could also be used to help crowd control at an event and even help chase a suspect.
It can hover a mile in the sky, or it can hover, hundreds of feet in the sky just to be there and get footage and look around, and it may catch something that you would not normally see.
As Lucas looks to the sky, he's happy to see his hobby turn into something much more.
It feels really good. It's really cool to be able to be a part of something like this.
One day, an idea. Another day, a piece of work taking flight. Ashley Alvarez, GTN News. Hi everyone, I'm Ashley Alvarez. Thanks for joining us on GTN News Extra. Beaten, starved, and kept in one room. Police say a woman finally escapes a decade of abuse. GTN's Laura Christmas has more on this story. The Sheriff's Office says what they know right now is just the tip of the iceberg. They say there's still a lot of investigating they have to do. A New Jersey woman accused of having sex with a 16-year-old boy will come back to Gainesville to face charges. Police say Lisa Silva came to Gainesville twice to meet the teenager, once in 2011 and again in 2012. Women rarely face sex abuse charges. The Justice Department says about 8% of cases are filed against women, but police say those stats have no bearings on their investigation. Silva was arrested in New Jersey a few weeks ago. Police are working to bring her back to Gainesville. Alachua County Sheriff's investigators are trying to find victims of an ATM skimming scam. Deputies arrested 3 people last week who they say hooked up a skimming device to an ATM in Jonesville and ripped people off. You're asked to call the Sheriff's Office if you think you or someone you know was a victim of this scam. There's a good chance your children could be the victim of a bully at some point in their lives. The Florida Counseling Association says a child is bullied every 7 seconds. This week I stopped by one local school to see a special visitor speaking with kids about bullying prevention.